Welcome back to another video. My name is Henrik and today we're going to be looking at the facelifted version of the Renault Clio in the Techno variant and also 6-speed manual gearbox with the TCA 90 motor in there. So we're going to look at this because we had already previously looked at the pre-facelift model a couple of weeks or months ago. And this one just came out. Renault has been making the Clio since 1990 and this is now the 5th generation and the second phase of it, so the last phase of the 5th generation. And this thing looks fairly good. There's a couple of changes from the outside and the inside. There's really not that much, but we're going to look at all of them and see what this car holds. So the car that's going to start off in the cheapest variant at 18,350 euros. That's 100 euros more expensive than the pre-facelift model, but there has been upgrades according to Renault in the price of 1,950 euros, so fairly cheaper than the previous model. Our test vehicle is going to set you back 22,800 euros. You also get 3 different variants now in the design language. So you have the Evolution, you have the Techno and also the Esprit variant, or the Esprit Alpine variant, which is now the new RS line basically. Those all come with a different design language. In the front, for instance, we have a lot of new things. For instance, we have the new Renault logo on here, which looks very nice. A way bigger grille now in the front, which looks very, very nice. The one in the front, the previous one was like this and then it goes down and then up. Didn't like that too much because it just looked very bulky. In general, a very bigger and nicer, sportier design. Also down here we have more intakes, and in general we also have this like chrome bar that goes all the way through, and also our new full LED lights, which don't have daytime running lights in them integrated anymore, because that is now down here in this accent, which is the daytime running light, which looks really, really nice, and also some more aerodynamic touches here. One thing that's also different, we have this X like logo or X like form here. That comes with the Techno package. You can also, if you get the Esprit variant or the Esprit, I had French for 8 years and I still don't know how to pronounce anything. Esprit Alpine variant, you get this in like a matte grey color, which looks pretty cool, just to get a little bit more sporty. In the Evolution, you don't get that at all. Let's go further to the side where we can again see just the design language has changed a lot. The bonnet on here hasn't changed at all. Also, one thing that hasn't changed is the dimension of the car, which is very nice. So still 4 meters and 5 long, 1.55 meters tall, and also 1.80 meters wide. So a very nice and compact car, which is nice. And in general, we haven't had a car that is this cheap in the recent cars that we had. So I'm kind of happy that we're actually testing a car that's that cheap again. We also already have our winter tires on here, but that is a little bit nicer because you also now get 16 and 17-inch rims, and both of those designs look pretty cool. You get these ones on top of the look package. So you get the look package and you also get these rims, which is nice. And they look fairly nice as well. When it comes to the chrome touches on the side, you can also theoretically get those in black if you want to get the Esprit Alpine variant. I still hate that word. So this would be in black. With the look package, you also get the B and the or the A and B pillars. So this one and this one, you get that in black from the outside, which is pretty nice. And in general, this down here would also be in black or in grey, a matte grey color. If you get the Esprit variant. Further on, we have a volume for our tank in here, which is going to be a 40-liter tank volume. That's going to have a fuel capacity of around 42 liters, I just said. 5.1 is the WLTP claimed consumption that you're going to get. We'll look at the consumption that we have right now. Let's take a quick view at the fuel consumption, because we did say 5.2 is claimed. We have been getting around 6.1 liters. You got to keep in mind we've only been driving this car basically in the city and a little bit of country roads, so that fuel consumption is going to be a little bit higher. Obviously, it depends on what you drive. You can theoretically also, over the MySense mode, you can change it into different modes. So MySense, Sport or Eco. In the Eco, it's going to change the view on here, but the one thing that's not so nice, you can't see the, you can't see how fast you're going. So you can't see any RPMs on there, which is unfortunate. So that's not going to allow you to basically see, okay, how close am I to needing to shift? So if you are not the best person driving manually, that's going to be a little bit hindering. So let me switch that back over into the MySense mode, which is a little bit comfortable to use because you can see everything on the display. But that fuel consumption, so right now 6.1, you can definitely get it down further to around 5.5, even maybe the 5.1. And you can see we have left 580 kilometers. You are probably, with that fuel consumption, are going to get to around 700 kilometers. If you get the LPG variant, you can get up to 1,000 kilometers, which is quite a good amount and very comfortable to drive as well. The engine also hasn't changed, so you can still get the 3 sets or the 4 sets of engines. This one is going to be the TCA 90 engine. That's going to be a 1-liter 3-cylinder engine producing 91 horsepower with 160 Newton meters, which is very nice. That's going to get you from 0 to 100 in 12.2 seconds, and it's also a 6-speed manual gearbox. You could also get the SCE 65 variant, which is the smallest engine for this. That's going to be a 5-speed manual gearbox, which is also a 67 horsepower engine with with 95 Newton meter. And I don't know what the rate is for that from 0 to 100. And you can also get this engine with the LPG motor, so the gas variant. That's going to get you up to 1,000 kilometers of range, which is really impressive. And you can also get the plug-in, or not the plug-in hybrid, the mild hybrid or full hybrid, which is the E-Tech Hybrid 145, which is going to produce 143 horsepower, 205 Newton meters, a 6-speed, it's an automatic gearbox, and it's also going to be a 1.6 liter 4-cylinder engine. So that's a lot of engines that you can choose from. This one is fairly nice. 160 Newton is actually fairly big for it. So the car is also still on the same platform, so the CMF-B platform. Doesn't change anything so that. So the Renault Captur, the Arcana is on there, the Nissan Juke, and also the Renault Clio. So basically all the cars that we've already tested before. On the back you can see the logo has changed, so it's a new logo with the integrated rear view camera on here. You also have a 360-degree camera if you get the city package, which is very nice. The new lights on here, it depends if you like them or not. I personally like them, looks pretty cool. It just adds a lot to the style in the back. And also one thing that I really like is that we have these fake blends now in the back, which do help a little bit with the aerodynamic and the airflow in the back. That's going to give you a little bit more of cornering capabilities, and in general it just makes the... Previously it looked very bulky from the back, but with this now integrated, I think it looks a little bit nicer. In here we have 340 liters up to 1,069 liters. You can also open this up so you get that full loading capacity in there, which is fairly nice, and you can also put this all the way to the bottom, so you have a little bit more storage space in there. But if you do that, if you fold over the seats, you're going to have a fairly big loading like gap in there, so let me quickly do that. And you can see if we do have it folded over now, that is going to be a fairly big like height increase in there. So you can theoretically put this up, which is nice because then you don't have a gap in there and you can slide some stuff in there. You're still obviously going to have the bench a little bit increase, but still. So like I already mentioned on the outside, the inside has not really changed that much. You can still put your key down here. We also have an automatic parking brake, and we also have auto hold, which also comes extra with the city package. In here, the material has changed a little bit, so you have a little bit of a nicer quality interior. For instance, the Techno package doesn't have that like white touch anymore, so it has this, don't know what exactly it is, but like this fabric which feels nice, but it gives you like kind of a hypnotic state if you look at it too long. Hypnotic. And that is out of also recyclable material now, so all TEP. There's no leather in here anymore, so the steering wheel has also changed a little bit. There's no leather on here anymore. We have this like fake leather with also these little dots on there, which looks pretty cool. We have the new Renault logo on there, but again, nothing else really changed apart from the display. You now get a standard full digital cockpit, which is a 7-inch display, and you also can upgrade to a 10-inch display. And this is also a 9.3-inch display on the center here, where you're going to get all your relevant information with the EasyLink software, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto Wireless. This works wonders, or not wonders, but it works very nicely, smooth, and also very nice to use. Sound system here is also not that bad. You can upgrade to the Bose sound system, but in here this doesn't sound bad at all. You also have some inductive loading in the center here, which is the same as in previous ones. You also have two USB-Cs, USB, one aux, and also a 12 volts, so that hasn't changed at all. You still have an aux cable in here, which is not bad, but I would like to see maybe one USB-C, because if I use my cable, well, that thing just disappeared. Where the hell is my cable? If you have my cable, all the new phones, they all have USB-Cs and double USB-Cs with the new iPhone. So I can't really use that. And two couples in the center, which you can close, which is the same as in the previous one, and also a little bit of storage space down here, which is nice to use. Seats are on here also very nice. We don't have electrical seats, so both of the seats are going to be non-electrical. If you get the winter package, you also get a heated seat and also heated steering wheels, which is nice, and the automatic climate control in here, which is also pretty nice. So, quality on the side has also changed a little bit. Previously, in the Techno variant, that was all white. Now you again have the same hypnotic material on there with, well, it feels pretty good, but then otherwise everything is hard plastic basically. In the center console you also have again this LED bar which goes through 6-speed manual gearbox, and that's basically it for the front. And in the back really nothing changed at all. Maybe apart from the roof, which is, well, it is the same as in the front because it's one roof, but the material in here has changed a little bit. You also still don't have handles on the sides. I still don't know why you only have one on the front, right? Why not for the back passengers? Quality wise on the side also hasn't changed at all. You still have that hard plastic all the way through, so you don't have anything else than hard plastic. Seats wise, same as in the front, very comfortable. I like them. You can also have adjustable headrest, so you can do this, and then you can actually have a fairly comfortable seating position in here. Seating, well, space wise, it is a fairly compact car, and space for that is actually not that bad. It's adjusted to me in the front, so 1.80 m was 5'11". You can see I don't have much knee room. Foot room is okay. My feet are under the seat, so they're okay. but they're not fully, my thighs are not on the seating bench on the back, which is not the most comfortable seating position. So if you're a little bit taller, this is definitely not going to be for you in the back, but it's this compact small city car. You're not going to sit in here for ages. One thing that I would have liked to see with the new facelift model, maybe a USB-C or anything in the back here, just to charge your phones, because you only got 2 USB in the front, which is a little bit, well, if you're driving in here with 4 people, might not be enough. So maybe something in there. We don't also have any climate control in the back, but we do have fairly good to reach isofix points in here with this little latchet in there, which might get a little bit uncomfortable if you have a big butt, but otherwise space in here is also fairly good. And the door in the back is also not the biggest, so for instance, if I want to go out, I can just go out and get out like that. It's not the biggest gap in there, but it's okay. You can get in here fairly comfortable, but again, the headroom is not that nice. In the interior, because we do have the city package, we also get a 360-degree camera, so we can go on here and we can look at it. You can see if I'm in a camera in the front, so if we go into the reverse mode as well, it's going to switch. So if you go back into in the first gear, it's going to switch to the front. It's not the highest quality, but it's nice to have. It's only going to cost you 600 euros extra if you get the city package, and that comes with some other assistant features as well, which is really not that bad. And in city, it's basically the same driving style as in the previous one, because there is no difference to the car. You still got the exact same engine in here, and you still have the exact same, well, basically gearbox in here. We didn't have a manual gearbox before, so this is a little bit different. But we do also, one thing that is nice, we do have auto hold in here, and also our parking assist for our, well, not parking assist, but our parking automatic parking brake, which is nice. So it's always nice to have. And one thing that has also changed is also our display. So you can see we do have the 10-inch display in here, so which is the biggest one, and that's going to come with, if we switch over here, we can see our navigation display. So that's always a little bit nice to have, because that's going to allow you to just have another navigation display on there. You only get that with the 10-inch display, so if you get the smaller one, the 7-inch display, you're not going to have that. You can optionally also upgrade to the Bose sound system, which is going to sound a little bit nicer, but the standard one also sounds fairly decent. Suspension in the city here is okay, but you don't expect it to be smooth or comfortable when driving in the city, because that's not what the car is. Well, the car is meant for city driving, but in that price range, you're not going to expect a smooth ride. But still, it is fairly good. Isolation here is also not the best. Wind noise are fairly loud. Tire noise are also very, very loud. But it's okay for city driving. When it comes to the assistant features that we have in here, we don't actually have that many. You might expect a little bit more. We do have adaptive cruise control, which you get with the upgraded assistant feature package. That's also going to cost you a little bit extra. You do get adaptive cruise control, which works up to 170 kilometers an hour, which is fairly decent. You get a limiter, and you also get a speed limiter, so a cruise control. You don't get any lane assist, where you do get lane assist, as you can probably hear by that sound. But you don't get any like adaptive lane assist, so it keeps you in the center. Surrounding view in the city is also not that bad. However, the pillar in the back, so that's the A, B, and C pillar, that is fairly big. But you do have the rear view camera. That's going to allow you to have a little bit more easier driving capabilities when you're driving in the city. And the rear view window is also fairly big, so that's also helpful. You also get with the city package assistance in the front and the back, so beeping assistance, sensors when you're driving to park, which is always good to have, just a little bit more comfortable as well. You're able to add an extra 580 kilograms of basically weight in here. I don't know what that sound actually is, I can't tell you. But you're able to add 580 kilograms of weight in here, so the car weighs just over 1,000 kilograms, or 1 ton, and you can go up to 1,609 kilograms, right around there. So you're going to be able to add a good amount in here, so if you're driving in the city and basically doing your grocery shopping or stuff like that, and even if you want to go over long trips, you can be able to put a lot of stuff in here and not have to worry about, okay, am I already at the max limit? So what's the final verdict on the facelift of the Renault Clio? Well, I personally am a big fan of the new design language on here with the bigger grille, and also on the side here with the daytime running lights on there. Just looks way better in the front, just doesn't look as bulky anymore. And considering the price that you're getting this car, it's starting at 18,350. That is a really good price, considering that some other cars, we did already take a look at the Toyota Aygo X, for instance. That's a little bit more of a smaller car and a big car, 1.80 meter tall. That's going to cost you 19,000 as the test vehicle that we had here, and 22,000 for our test vehicle here with all the options that you get. I think that's a really good price considering what you get. The design language on the back also just speaks to me. I like it way more because it doesn't look as bulky anymore, and just in general a very good car that you're getting here for the price range. So hopefully you guys did enjoy the video, and make sure to subscribe and like to never miss out on a video, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.